Hello everybody, welcome to a new video, and today I am going to be recording me showing you guys a future setup that I would mostly want to build. That's pretty cheap, well, for normal high-end PCs today. So I am going to be showing you guys some parts, and yeah, I'm just going to be showing you guys some parts that I will be using on my future PC, starting with the motherboard and things like that. But I'll see you guys when I start showcasing the stuff. Okay guys, as you can see, I am here in the slide of the PC build, and I'm going to be adding some things that I'm gonna put in the PC and things like that. So I'll be back with you guys really quick. Okay, so for the first thing that's gonna be in the PC, well, you always need the PC case, which the PC case that we are going to be using is probably going to be, I'd say, the Fractal Design Meshify 2, which is a pretty good case, I'm not gonna lie. So we got the Fractal Design Meshify 2, which is a pretty good PC case. If you ask me, it's like what I've seen, it looks normal. It looks like a normal PC case. It's this one basically. This is the one that I want to get because, to be honest, I want to make a PC build that you can't see inside, so you can just see the outside and has good airflow. But other than that, we're gonna head on to the next thing, which is going to be the motherboard. The motherboard that I'm going to be using is probably the MSI MPG B650 carbon Wi-Fi. Sorry if I'm going pretty slow. I am looking at my laptop from school because I did write everything on there. But you see, we have the MSI whatever this. I chose this one because I am using an AMD CPU, so I decided to use like a AMD compatible motherboard that's pretty good. As you can see from this picture, this is the Carbon Wi-Fi 650 with the AM5 socket. So that's the motherboard that we're going to be using. And for the CPU, I went with I was originally gonna go with the Ryzen 5 7600, but then I changed it up and went with the Ryzen 7 7700, which is also a pretty good CPU. Which, if you guys want to see right here, here we do have it. It's pretty expensive. I am going to be putting the price under because I already calculated the price, but it's pretty expensive. But I'm just saying for like future PC builds. So this is the Ryzen 7 7700, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting the X version from what I'm getting the X version. I forgot about that one. And then after that, we got an AIO that I want to get for this future PC build. The AIO is the Arctic Liquid Freezer 360 millimeter, which is a pretty good AIO if you ask me, and I feel like it would cool the system pretty good. As you can see, the Arctic, this is it. I'm getting the non-RGB version because I don't really want RGB in my gaming setup. So I just want the case to lock all the light out. So this is the Liquid Freezer 360, and I'm pretty sure it could fit from what I've seen with all my things that I did with it. But yeah, it's the 360. And then after the AIO, we have the RAM, which with the RAM, we went with the Corsair Vengeance DDR5 6000 megahertz, which is like the sweet spot for my motherboard. I'm pretty sure that's what I read. CL36, and we have 2 sticks of 32 gigabytes, which is pretty good. And if you guys want to see, here is a stick. I am getting the non-RGB version, as I said, because the case is not going to be open, because I am going to have the case just trapped inside, and if anybody wants to see it, they're going to see it. But yeah, so I'm getting this basically. This is 216, but I got 232, which is 64 gigabytes of RAM, which 32 gigabytes of RAM is also enough, but I just wanted to like get 64, I don't know why. But that's for the RAM. And then after the RAM, for the storage, we're gonna get, let's see, a data, I'm pretty sure. Wait, a data XPG SX8200 Pro 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and then we're gonna get 2 of those because we are gonna have 2 terabytes, and I'm not sure, but I seen that it's better to have like 2 terabytes or something. But I'm not really gonna have that much games, but I'm probably gonna use the other terabyte, one for recording and the other one for keeping my games. So yeah, one of them is gonna keep the videos and the other one's gonna keep the games. But here we do have our storage. After our storage, we get to the fun part, which is the GPU. The GPU, we are going with the NVIDIA RTX 3090, which is a very like beastie GPU. And it's not, I know it's not the 40 series GPUs, but as I said, I do want to get like like a cheapish GPU that's also pretty good. But I'm gonna show you guys the SSD that I want to get. It's like this one right here. This is the SSD that I want to get, and for the graphics card, which y'all should probably know if y'all are like more into tech, NVIDIA RTX 3090. This is the Founders Edition, which the Founders Edition is like more expensive, so I'm thinking of getting like this one. Like, wait, no, not this one. This one, the TIOC probably, which is 3 fans and stuff, and 24 gigabytes GDDR6X. And then after the GPU, we're gonna start with the fans. The fans for this build is pretty weird because the Fractal Design Meshify 2 is like, it's like a case that has a power supply shroud, right? So basically you'll put the power supply in there, but you can also fit 2 fans under. So I want 3 intake fans in the front, 2 fans intake in the bottom. I'm using the AIO in the top for the like removing air. So like, I forgot what was it. I forgot, cause right now all I remember is intake, and I forgot the other word that was there too. Oh, exhaust. That's what we're using the AIO for, and we also have one more fan in the back, one in the rear. That's also exhaust. So basically, I'm gonna keep the AIO fans, like the simple AIO fans on the AIO, because it says the AIO fans are like, they're like supposedly I forgot what was the word called, like let me remember it right now. Hold up. Like they're tweaked for the AIO, like if you guys know what I mean. But for the fans, I am getting the Noctia NFP12 Redux 120 millimeter, and then we're getting 6 of these. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Yep, right here, and then this F has to be uppercase. We're getting 6 of these. As I said, I want 2 in the bottom, 3 in the side. I mean, the front of the case, and 1 in the rear. which adds up to 6. And these are like a grayish color from what I'm getting, but I don't really care about the aesthetics inside. I'm mostly caring about the performance, since I'm not sure if there's any black versions, but I'm getting this color, which is like a grayish one, and it's pretty good. And I just like it because it's quiet and it's like a good fan, I guess. And my PC case is gonna be close, and it's like a black type of build, so gray should be pretty good in there also. So that's for the fans. And then the power supply that I am getting, I do have a different name on my school computer, but we are getting the Corsair RM 1000, I'm pretty sure it was X, which is a 1000 power supply, 1000 watt power supply, which is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm pretty sure it's kind of future proof also, but we do have it right here. And it's supposedly supposed to fit to the shroud, which is actually pretty good, but it's fully modular. And this build approximately comes out to around almost $3,000 if you round it a little bit, like to the nearest 100 thousands or something. But this is the price we're looking at. We're looking at this price, which I say the price is okay if you're like getting a job and you're making a slight bit of money. But I'm saying this is okay because y'all think that everything is gonna be like cheap, but no, really, if you think about it, the 3090 is still a really great graphics card paired with a good CPU. And the 40 series cards, like the 4090, these cost around like $4,000 to $2,000 for some reason. And I'm not sure why, which you're going to have to be spending like $5,000 for a very great PC build. And I feel like spending at least like around $2,000 for a PC build that has a pretty good graphics card already is like amazing. Because if we check with my site, ChatGPT, that I normally use for some reason, I check all my FPS things on here, so I can say like how much, let's say like games that I want to play. So how much FPS would I get on Fortnite, Warzone, and let's say another game that's pretty like FPS heavy or something like that. Let me remember a game that I would try to play on this. Let's say like a car game like Forza or something. Like on like that. And then the specs are, you just put all this in. I'm not sure if you need all of that, but I'm just gonna put it on. And then we do that. So it's gonna tell me Forza Horizon 5, you see. Fortnite is relatively optimized game, especially for GPUs, high-end GPUs. So as you can see, FPS estimate on 1440p, you are hitting like at least around the 300 mark on FPS on max settings, which I'm not really like kind of max settings type of guy. I'm like more competitive settings with like a very far view distance type thing. And 4K, you're still running 200 on max settings, which is insane. And for Modern Warfare / Warzone 2 or Warzone 3, whatever the new Warzone is, I haven't played Warzone in a while. For resolution, like 1440p or 4K in high settings, the FPS estimate is around 250 for 1440p and around 140 for 4K. But mind you, this is high settings. I'm not a type of high settings guy, but imagine this on 1080p. Like, you are gonna have like a pretty big FPS boost from what all these are. And then you see Forza Horizon 5 on ultra settings with 1440p and 4K. You're still hitting 220 on 1440p, and you're still hitting 140 on 4K, which is pretty crazy. But performance notes, it says right here, it won't bottleneck any of the games. 64 gigs, DDR5, you're well above the necessary requirements. You see, we'll give you lightning fast loading times. The art will keep your CPU well cooled under this load. and then yeah, so you can see the airflow. And then I'll see 165. How about, so let's ask, how about with 165 hertz and a 1080p monitor, which is something I have right now. And then FPS targets, way more compatible, hitting high frame rates with 1080p. As you can see, Fortnite with max settings is hitting 450 FPS on max settings, by the way. Warzone, you're hitting 350 on max settings, and on Forza, you're hitting 350 on ultra settings. And if I were to like lower the settings down, so like how much FPS would I get on competitive settings? Let's see. Competitive settings. On Fortnite competitive settings, I will be hitting around 600 FPS, which is actually pretty crazy, because if you have no bottleneck basically with your CPU like this, no bottleneck will mean that you won't really stutter as much. And then on Warzone with competitive settings, you're hitting 450, which is still great, like really great. And I feel like it's just really great. And 400 competitive on Forza, with which Forza is not really like, I'd say more like not really a competitive game unless you're doing like really crazy races. So like very high FPS you're getting still. And then like this PC is $2,900, mind it. You're building a new PC for like $5,000, getting like higher FPS, like let's say at least 200 more FPS, like 800 FPS on Fortnite, while this one's getting 600. It's better than most PCs with 40 series cards, which is very crazy. It's better than most, like from what I've seen, this PC is better than most pre-built PCs from the cost around $2,500 to $3,000, which is very crazy. And I say like you have to put thought into the build that you're making, because like as you can see, this build is not bad at all. You have a Ryzen 7 7700X and you have a 3090, which are two very powerful things, and it just runs very good in games. And as you could see, how much FPS would I get recording in these games? As you can see right here, Fortnite recording on Fortnite with my competitive settings, I will be getting 500 FPS with like 10 to 20% drops on like depending on encoding settings. So basically, what I think, like mostly I want to get like another PC for recording, but this PC would also work. But I say in encoding, if we put more stress on the GPU, then we shouldn't be seeing that much drops. And see, most powerful to keep FPS while recording. The drops will be minimal in GPU-based encoding like NVENC OBS. The impact on FPS is further reduced. The recording process will likely only result in small decrease in FPS, which is not bad. As you can see, on Warzone you're getting 350 with 10 to 15% FPS drops, which is not bad. But I'll see you guys real quick. I gotta do something. And as you can see, this is depending on the recording impact. As you can see, as I said, 10 to 15% drops. And on Forza, like, you're still getting 300 FPS with 15 to 20% drops. And mind you, this is on competitive settings, which is also very good, because like you're getting great FPS while recording, which is not bad. But yeah, this is gonna be all for like the PC build. Like in the future, I will be making like a setup type build. So like I'm gonna put it right here now. So like I'll add heading 1, and then this like setup. Which the setup, if you guys are wondering what the setup, it's like containing monitors, desk, like all other peripherals and things like that. But thank you for watching, and this PC build is a pretty good PC build for like good occasions for running FPS and recording, and I'd say that you should probably give it a try. But I'll see you guys in the next one.